So vote PNM with Dr. Kid Rowley. Right leader, right time. I've made up my mind to build back the sweet paradise. Let's do this. Trinbago, are you ready? Let's do this. Rolling with the red army. Let's do this. For the love of your country.
You give dignity to whoever you want. What to dhillu man tasha, and you humiliate, you abase, you lower, you defame whoever you want. Biyadikal qaid. In your hands lies all goodness. Innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. And you have power and might over everything. We beg you, O Creator of the heavens and the earth, to continue to help this nation with the leadership, with the authorityship, with those whom you have placed in charge of this sweet TNT, this little island that you have blessed us with. We beg you, those whom you have chosen, help them to guide us, help them to lead us, help them to help us to make...
Filled with people here today. It is a sea of red. Joining me today is Laurel Lizama Leasing, Marvin Gonzalez. We have an action-packed agenda for you. We're talking reform, we're talking candidates, we're talking about expectations. So we expect a lively performance here today. We're going to be between on stage and off. And what we can tell you is that it's been a wonderful campaign. Each of the 14 electoral districts that we've seen, each of the 14 corporations have been hard at work. We've heard you on jobs. We've heard you on opportunities. We've heard you on crime and security, and local government reform promises the delivery of services and thousands of jobs in a faster space and time. Laurel and Marvin, welcome to the Rappy of the PNM. This is a rhapsody for us all. What are you feeling about this crowd? How is the electricity, particularly Minister of Public Utilities?
Very, very, very exciting. It has been a tremendous, a very profound 5 weeks walking through all of the hills, the valleys, the streets, the various communities, not only in the Tunapuna Piarco Regional Corporation. We had a number of meetings in Arima, as well as the beautiful city of San Fernando, where I met a number of our candidates, a number of the people who live there, listening to them and understanding their concerns and understanding the things that impact on their lives. I feel truly excited about this. I think the people of Trinidad and Tobago understand fully what local government reform is, and they're supporting the People's National Movement and this government to bring about the necessary changes at the local government level so that it can impact their lives tremendously.
Laurel, what's the vibe? You're an Arima girl. Tell us how you feel. Where do we stand? What do you think?
Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Good afternoon, Marvin and Faris. We are on the cusp of one of the most tremendous transformations that our country has ever seen. Today is a watershed day for all of us in the People's National Movement. 262 cars form the motorcade coming from Arima, along with 16 maxi taxis. Wow. And our 7 candidates, as we call them, the Magnificent 7. And the vibe is fantastic. People are energized and excited, and people are actually looking forward to the reform, because the PNM was the only party that came to them on issues at this local government election.
So we're speaking to Trinidad. We have 141 candidates on deck. We're the only political party that has ever fielded every candidate in every seat for every election. And the country has said, tell us why reform. And this word reform has been bandied about everywhere. What does it mean? It means the delivery of what matters: jobs, services, in a faster rate. And what we have done, people say, tell me how you create more jobs. Well, we can create more jobs by having more money to pay for more people. And that more money comes from modest property taxes, $1 a day, $2 a day. It comes by giving the school maintenance to the corporations, so jobs in school maintenance happens. So we have thought it out. We have said that this represents the opportunity for change. The last time there was change, Marvin, I know you know, 33 years ago in 1990 is where Trinidad saw change in the Municipal Corporations Act. And we asked people, what else do you have on offer? You have an opposition that says no to reform, no to property tax. They say, empty the clip. We say empty the clip on who?
That's right.
Who are you talking about? We are talking to communities and to people. Marvin, you've seen this in the East-West corridor. As Minister of Public Utilities, you're everywhere. What is your sentiment in terms of job market, structures, and reform? What are you seeing?
I'll tell you this, Faris and Laurel. As a member of parliament for the constituency of Lupino Borneo West, most of the constituents that visit us on a weekly basis, they come to express local government issues. Their roads are not being cleaned properly. Their recreational spaces are not being cleaned properly. Mosquitoes in some areas, everything. Most of the issues that people come to complain about are local government issues. And from time to time, I will have the local government councillors join me on a weekly basis to talk to the constituents about those matters. And they are always stymied, Faris and Laurel, by resource issues, resources. No money to do this, no money to clean the drains, no money to spray for mosquitoes, no money to clean our recreational spaces. And this opportunity that the PNM is presenting to the people of Trinidad and Tobago is very similar to me to what the PNM has done for us for independence.
So, folks, we have an action-packed agenda. We're going to be talking to you about what reform means, but we have a huge stateside presence. So let's flip stateside, get some of the energy, feel power as we sweep this country red. Join us stateside.
Look at that sea of people! Look at that red sea of people! We love you all!
Horses leave the gate, PNM in the lead.
To our political leader and the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley. To our deputy political leaders, Minister Nyan Gadspidoli, Minister Colum Imbert, Minister Rohan Sinanan, to our beloved Lady Vice Chair, Minister Camille Robinson Regis, to our vibrant General Secretary, Minister Foster Cummings, to all of our other executive leadership members of our party, the People's National Movement, to our ministers, our members of parliament and our senators, and most importantly here this afternoon, to our 141 PNM candidates who are going to bring it home on Monday. Let me hear you all say. And I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome all of our specially invited guests, members of the media, but most importantly, you, our PNM family. It gives me great pleasure, and it is an honor here today to stand as your chairman of the People's National Movement and to welcome you to this massive rally in Macoya. I have a few messages. My first message is how proud I am of this party. Because you see, I have been walking all over Trinidad, touching our people all over Trinidad as I promised you I would. And what I saw almost brought tears to my eye. Because the pride that I have, not only in the 141 candidates that we have chosen, but in you, the members of the PNM, all over Trinidad, in Point Fortin, in La Brea, in Mayaro, in Sandy Grande, Camuto Manzanilla, coming across the East-West Corridor, Aruca Maloney, Lupino Bonaire, Tunapuna, St. Augustine, in St. Joseph, right there in Sawa Lavantil, you hit Border Spain, Diego Martin, we have Shogona, Scuva. I'm not hearing you all. So in those 14 corporations, what I saw was dedication to Trinidad and Tobago. Because one thing I can assure you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, is that the People's National Movement puts country first. And we put our people first. And another thing I am very proud of is throughout this campaign,
the only party that is putting forward 141 candidates delivered on policy. You all never heard the PNM in the last few weeks do anything but talk about the policy of what local government reform is going to do for every citizen of Trinidad. So you see, whilst the others were busy with their old talk and their personalized attacks on members of the PNM, we showed the people of Trinidad, didn't we, that we are a serious party and we always come with policy that will better it for our people. Because you see, we talk about how those candidates you're going to vote in will get more autonomy, how they will get more power to deal with the corporation, how they will be able to ensure that our garbage is collected, how our parks are cleaned and the grass cut, how the drains are cleaned, how they pave the potholes along the road. And that is what PNM is focused on, because we know that is what affects every single citizen of Trinidad as we walk out our door. Another thing that made me proud as I walked, not only with incumbent candidates who are going to become councillors again, but also our newcomers, is how bright, how vibrant they are. But you know what? As we walked all over the country, people, our burgesses and the residents said, what a good job our PNM councillors have done, even in those difficult circumstances. And as we walked in places like Couva and some of the electoral districts that we don't currently have in Chaguanas and other areas that we will bring home, I heard people talk about how forgotten they have been by UNC councillors. Because you see, for example, in Sandy Grande, all you're hearing from the people on the ground is how the UNC councillors were engaged in corruption. And that is not what you hear about the PNM. What you hear about the PNM is what we're going to deliver to all of you. And I thank each and every one of you here today for coming out in your thousands to support us. But most importantly, all of you looking on at home and all of our PNM family across Trinidad in the 14 corporations. On Monday, we all have a duty to do. On Monday, we must take nothing for granted, because we've seen the vile behavior of those on the other side. We have seen them lie to the public. We have seen them attack our leader and others who are in our leadership. And we must reject that, because one thing the People's National Movement does is always what is best for the people and best for the country. So on Monday, August 14th, only 2 days away, in our typical PNM style, what we will do is we will wake up in the morning, we will say our prayers, we will brush our teeth, we will drink our tea, we will eat our...
50 by 20, 50 by 25.
This is Kyron Pollard. When you play, do it the legal way. Don't bet on illegal gaming.
So you need a big prize, big money too. One thing that you could do. Scratch that, and win plenty cash. NLCB scratch. You could be an instant millionaire, or win 10 grand a month for 20 years. Get a nice payday each and every month, or win a best ride and park it in front. Buy a combo, win money for Sota. Be a winner, you know what to do. Scratch that, and win plenty cash. NLCB scratch, yeah.
Visit any NLCB Lottery Center and scratch that today to win instantly. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
Welcome to this afternoon's Playway Pick 2 and Pick 4 draw, supervised by independent auditors KPMG and presided over by the National Lotteries Control Board. Good luck, everyone.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the NLCB's 4 p.m. Playway, Pick 2 and Pick 4 draw for Saturday, 12th August 2023. First we'll draw this afternoon's 4 o'clock Playway number. And the winning number is 22, the lucky mark rat. That number again, 22, the lucky mark rat. Our Mega Mix machine now has a Mega bonus ball in each chamber where you can win more Mega for your money. Win $36 when the Mega bonus ball calls. $80 with the Mega Ball, $100 with the Mega Ultra, and $125 with the Mega Extreme Ball. And now for Mega Selection. A Mega Bonus Ball has called. Players, Playway number 22, the Lucky Mark Rat has called with a Mega Bonus Ball. Congratulations to our Mega winners. You've won the base payout and your additional Mega winnings. Remember, you can always win more with the Mega Bonus Ball in every draw. Next, we'll draw our winning Pick 2 numbers. The first Pick 2 number is 14. That number again is 14. And now for a second Pick 2 number. And the second Pick 2 number is 24. That number again is 24. Today's 4 o'clock Pick 2 numbers are 14 and 24 in that order. And now for Pick 2 Mega to the Max promotion. Our machine is loaded with the Mega Ball and 2 white balls. If the white ball calls, there'll be no extra payout. However, when the Pick 2 Mega Ball calls, players who wagered on the Mega Ball could win the base prize of $2,000, plus an increased Mega prize of $6,000 for every $10 wagered if they match 2 numbers in the correct order. And we have a Mega Ball. Congratulations to our Pick 2 Mega to the Max winners. Pick 2 numbers 14 and 24 in that order of called with the Mega Ball. Not only have you won your base payout, but your additional Mega prize as well. And now for 4 o'clock Pick 4 numbers. The first Pick 4 number is 9. That number again is 9. The second Pick 4 number is 3. That number again is 3. The third Pick 4 number is 8. That number again is 8. And the fourth and final Pick 4 number is 1. That number again is 1. Repeating this afternoon's 4 o'clock winning Pick 4 numbers are 9, 3, 8, and 1 in that order. Congratulations to all our winners. Players, for just $20, our Scratch Big Ride game gives you 10 chances to win a Nissan Frontier or big cash prizes. Over $27 million in total prizes to be won. Congratulations to Yogita Rampasad. Get your Scratch Big Ride tickets because the next Big Ride winner could be you. Now for some Cashpot news. 9 lucky players who chose yesterday's 5 winning numbers each won $18,607. Congratulations to those fortunate Cashpot winners. And you can win 4, 3 or 2 times the prize amount for every 4 or 3 numbers matched today with our Cashpot Multiplier Shortcut promotion. Play to hit the Cashpot jackpot. Thank you for joining us. Do so again at 7 p.m. for another Playway Pick 2, Pick 4 and Cashpot draw.
TTT News, online and fully interactive. Follow us on social media at TTT Live Online.
Say, come on, my people, let's stand together underneath the red, white, and black banner, yo. Burn out corruption like leaves, it a scatter. With tricks and insult, the people, they're flattered. The partnership done sink already. So vote PNM with Dr. Kid Rowley. Right lead the right time. I've made up my mind to build back the sweet paradise. Let's do this. Trinbago, are you ready? Let's do this. Rolling with the red army. Let's do this. For the love of your country. Listen. Is anybody here from the PNM? Is anybody here from the PNM? If you're here from the PNM, put your hands in the air. Everybody now, say we love PNM. We love PNM. We love PNM. We love PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we will always prevail. Thank you very much. My name is Peter C. Lewis. Remember, Monday we voted PNM.
So you heard from the iconic Peter C. You heard the music come live, the energy is real, but we're talking reform. We're going to hear through our hosts to this afternoon, recap on local government reform. We're going to see the introduction of candidates, and we're going to ask you to consider why we need to vote. Marvin, you are seeing our campaign in every reflection. You're the man in charge of WASA. Everybody wants to know how to fix their issues, how to get water, how to stop water from leaking. Where is our solution from your perspective?
Well, over the last two years, Faris, we have undertaken a number of projects in communities all over Trinidad and Tobago. A couple months ago, we were in Paramin. Yesterday, we were in Laloon, Marak, in Moruga. We have launched a new booster station there that would impact positively the lives of 3,600 residents, improving their water supply from once every 10 days to 3 days a week. And the residents have expressed so much gratitude for what we have done. So what we are doing is going into communities, designing projects, designing programs, working with local government councillors, working with all of the agencies, the local government agencies, and designing projects and programs to bring about changes.
And that gets fixed by the reports coming into local government.
Absolutely.
And WASA working together with us. But Laurel, you've heard from a lot of families. You've heard from women. There are so many people that say, look, I'm a single mom.
Yes.
I'm looking to look after my family. I know you have a perspective on this because you're on the ground and working. Share a little bit with us on what you've seen.
So this local government reform, this new system of local governance really and truly speaks to a new ecosystem for our communities in Trinidad and Tobago. So you talked about being in Marak yesterday and the needs of the people, which includes the women and the children. And this local government reform really and truly promises to meet many of those needs. But the only way that that local government reform can be enacted and you can have effective representation is if you, Trinidad and Tobago, if you, the voting population in Trinidad, accept the responsibility, because last night I think someone mentioned you are called to national duty.
That's right.
Was that you who said that last night?
Right.
And we are called to national duty to come out on Monday and vote, and the polls open in 38 hours, and we must do all that we can
Our
to
national
bring
duty.
out. I love that. I love that.
That's
It's
our national
fantastic.
Folks, you agree, while we talk about the issues, while we put together solutions, Trinidad is being called upon to make a choice.
That's right.
On Monday, the choice is vote for a party with no policy, vote for a party that has no plan for employment. That is the UNC saying nothing about creating jobs
Absolutely.
and delivery of services.
Yes.
But in the Trinidad conversation, we need to have the understanding of how we make life better. Folks, we are genuinely offering a situation where the most serious issues in our communities, jobs, services,
That's right.
are offered. And what we need to have is attention that one day matters, one finger matters. And our plea to the voting population of Trinidad is that we need to ensure that the vote turns out. We're going to be on stage listening to a recap on local government. We're going to see some of the perspectives as we bring this campaign to its fruition on Monday 14th. So join me as we turn over to our stage side to catch a little bit of what the audience is appreciating so that you can be a part of this equation. Folks, as stage side gets ready, what we are really focused upon is each and every community. Now, in our 141 candidates, we have seen all the reports come back similarly.
Yes.
We have seen that the campaign is really on the UNC's platform. It's a campaign on national issues that just don't make sense. It's a campaign that says, just don't bother. We are being invited to literally not pay attention. We're being invited to not give local government reform its fruition, and therefore what we need to do is to exercise choice by the democracy that we've been...
And we're pitching stage side now for the young people to hear the Minister of Youth Development.
On the recap on local government reform. Folks, simple matter. One vote, one choice. Join us on stage side to pick up some of the recap from the local government perspective as we join our host on stage.
start to jam, he hit them bam bam bam.
Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. What a beautiful sea of red we have here in Makoya today. Members and supporters of the PNM, today is a great day in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, as you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, have come forward to show your support for the government and for the People's National Movement. You have come from near and far. I see many faces here from Mayaro, from Point Fortin, from Port of Spain, from La Joqueta, from Arima, from San Fernando, from all over Trinidad and Tobago. We will demonstrate from Diego Martin, from Chaguanas. We will show that the People's National Movement is the only national political party to govern Trinidad and Tobago. We are engaged in a campaign. There are so many young people in this audience. I want to welcome all of the young people who have come out today in support of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley and the People's National Movement vision. We have a plan, and we have been on the road, on the street, saying to you that local government reform is the way for us to improve our delivery to the people. And whilst we spend time explaining to you that there is a breakdown in the system, and that this reform is going to fix it, to bring better governance at the local government level, to bring more autonomy and authority to the elected officials at local government. What has the opposition been doing? While we have been planning and saying to our young people, there's a productive way that you can develop yourself, the Prime Minister has established a Ministry of Youth Development specifically dedicated to developing the young people of this country. What has the opposition been saying? What has the leader of the opposition been saying to the people? Have you listened to her lately? It is such an embarrassment. While we are saying, young people, educate yourself, develop yourself, she has been saying, load up the matic, charge up the gun, bust a shot. We reject wholeheartedly the reckless behavior of the leader of the opposition. And we say to our young people, put down the guns, resist violence. Violence will never work. The PNM is here to help you develop for the betterment of this country and for your own development and your betterment. Reject Kamla Basad, BSS, and the UNC in all its forms, whether they are yellow, whether they're in blue, whether they're in green, black, or otherwise. All over this country is a sea of red as we determine our future and support Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley and the PNM. I ask you today, when you have to choose between a leader of vision like Dr. Keith Rowley, and you have to choose another leader who would say to you, load up your matic and shoot people, who will you choose? Who will you choose? Well, if you will choose Dr. Keith Rowley, I want us to join together and welcome, walking into the crowd at this time, the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, political leader of the People's National Movement and Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
All the youths, new dance, they are like this. All the youths shocking with the PNM. Everybody rolling with the PNM. All the steppers moving with the PNM. With the PNM, with the PNM. New dance for the PNM.
The man of vision.
All the youths and all the children.
The
new
man with
dance
a plan.
For the PNM. PNM, for the PNM.
Who is
right
determined.
foot, balize. Left foot, balize. Everybody just
Let me hear you make some noise for Dr.
Everybody
Rowley.
just balize. Right foot, balize.
Welcome our political leader.
Balize. Everybody just
welcome to our political leader and Prime Minister. Let me hear you welcome the political leader and Prime Minister. That is a leader of vision. That
is a man with a plan. That is a man who knows the difference between water and Grey Goose and know how to run this country with decency, integrity, and vision. My friends, with the foresight that he has, he for the first time established a Ministry of Youth Development and National Service. And what was the purpose? It is because he recognizes that the government must pay more attention and specific purpose to our young people. And so the government has approved a suite of programs. I'm seeing very hopeful faces in the audience, many of you young people, because you love what the PNM is doing for the young people of Trinidad and Tobago. I say to you once again, support the PNM to keep Trinidad and Tobago on an even keel, to keep us on a trajectory to development, and reject wholeheartedly the nonsense coming from the opposition. I represent La Hawkett Talparo, and at no time in that constituency will you hear the member of parliament saying to people, load your gun, pull it back, bust a shot, load it back, load your matic. Reject it wholeheartedly. I repeat to you, reject Kamla Prasad Bisesa and the UNC. On Monday the 14th, I urge you, this party founded by Dr. Eric Eustace Williams, continued by George Chambers, continued by Patrick Manning, and now being led by Keith Christopher Rowley, has always had as the forefront the development of the people and the development of the infrastructure of this country. Today we present to you 141 young men and women, young at heart and some actually younger than I am. But people of integrity, the police are looking for them. I can't say the same about the other political party. But when you go to the polls on Monday the 14th, remember, don't go alone. Invite your neighbor, invite your friend, invite your family, invite everyone to join you. Let us have a high voter turnout and reject the UNC and vote solidly for the People's National Movement. Great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall prevail. All the youths, new dance, they are like this.
Let's say one noise on that for General Secretary.
Everybody rolling with
Member of Parliament, La Hawkett Talparo. And the Minister of Youth.
Well, you heard all the reasons why. Left foot and right foot to the political left foot and right foot towards jobs, delivery. And as Foster Cummings put it plainly, there is no policy on the other side. This campaign has been portrayed as one of a general election type of thing. Quite simply because Mrs. Prasad Bisesa is searching for salvation. Therefore, irresponsibility has prevailed in this campaign. The messaging of the reality of votes translating to a choice which means jobs and which means services is being lost and cannibalized by simple fabrication. It started with inheritance tax. It started with gun violence. It started in two positions. But Marvin, you have heard it in your own perspectives. I have a very southern perspective. Laurel, you have a very central perspective on the core of our team, which is our women. Laurel, tell us about our youth and women. What has this been?
So we're going to pitch stage side now for the entertainment from Isashi. But when we get back, we'll talk about today being International Youth Day and the impact of local government reform on our young people. So we'll see you after.
Yo, my PNM family. Everybody, say let's do this. Drink me up over your ready. We only with the red alley. You for the love for your country. Please your vote with it. Drink me up, go get ready. We only with the red alley. You for the come on, my people, let's stand together underneath the red, white, and black banner. Yeah. Burn out corruption like leaves it a scatter. Tricks and insult the people, they flatter. The partnership don't sink. Ready? We riding steady with Dr. Kim. the right time. I made up my mind to build back this. I need all you. Let's do this. All you sing. Let's do this. Over the 14th you ready. Let's do this. You're for the love of your country. Place your vote with it. Let's do this. Sandy Grandy, you ready? Lord Guitar, are you ready? Let's do this. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We often boast and say God is a Trinity, a blessed nation, the Caribbean envy. I love a sunlight, the place get happy. Things that move right, God no like. Say come on my people, let's do this together. Build back this nation for one another. Say come on, the children deserve better. Brighter days. So let's do this. Over soul. Let's do this. Let's do this. You're for the let's do this. Look at that power. Arima and Calvary. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Doctor is rolling, a leader phenomenal. The partnership full up a pirates and criminals. Send to the dock, cause the state is critical. Then look for farm, and it's country's political structure. And he is the doctor we need. 24 years veteran, they're born to lead. On the 14th of August, all who voted for PNM and the PNM team. So let's do this. PNM, are you ready? Let's do this. We rolling with the red army. Don't for the love of your country. Place your vote with it. Let's do this. My people, are you ready? Let's do this. We rolling with the red army. Don't for August the 14th, what they voted for? You put the X by the Palisade. And come. I love all you. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we shall prevail. My PNM family. Are you ready?
As we do this, there is a rainbow descending upon us right
Beautiful.
now. It is just
amazing, amazing, beautiful rainbow.
To hear the relevance of Let's Do This in 2023, it's about doing this.
Absolutely.
So who you saying do this to, Marvin?
So we're saying if you are living in Lopino, La Florissant, if you are living in Five Rivers, if you are living in Aruca, if you are living in Arima, in Dabadi, wherever you are, in Sangre Grande, if you are living in Maraval, if you are living in Bossier, wherever you are, your responsibility on Monday is to come out and vote solidly for the People's National Movement, to vote for reform, vote to change your communities, vote to change your lives. Let us reject the kind of politics and the kind of programs that are being offered to destabilize the people of Trinidad and Tobago. This is our opportunity to transform this country in a significant way. And let us call all the people in San Fernando, all of the people in Arima, all of the people in Diego Martin, wherever you are.
And we call out the women right now because the powerful champion of women in Trinidad and Tobago, a real woman leader, Honorable Camille Robinson-Regis.
Oh, yes.
She's taking the stage now, so let's pick stage side to Mrs. Camille Robinson-Regis.
Are you ready to rumble? Are you ready to put your X by the Balize? Political leader of the PNM, members of the executive, candidates in this election, we of the PNM, we the women of the PNM, we are ready to ensure that our candidates are the winners on August 14th. The PNM has been canvassing every square inch of this country. We have been doing the work. We have told you about local government reform and why it's important. We took the time for our political leader to respond to your questions, to respond to your issues. We told you how local government reform will affect you. We in the PNM, we did that because we in the PNM know that you, the public, deserve the best for local government. We know that you deserve the most accurate information. We know that you deserve to understand what is best for you as we reform local government. We know that you deserve accountability. We know that you deserve transparency. And we know that local government reform is the right choice at the right time. More jobs, more resources, timely responses, a focused council, a full-time council. Local government reform is the truest form of representation, which is why the selection of our candidates is important. We took our time to select the best of the best to represent you, the best of Trinidad in this election. We took our time and they weren't selected based on nepotism. They weren't selected based on friendship or favoritism. They weren't selected because a financier said to put them there. They were selected, all 141 of them, because we know that they will not shy away from hard work. And we know that they will represent you effectively. All our 141 candidates are genuine, they are thoughtful, they are selfless, and they understand the importance of representation. From Sheldon Fish Garcia in Arima to Stephen Watley in Maloney, from Josiah Austin right here in Mousica to Leslie Pascal in Point Fortin, from Marcus Gedari in San Fernando to Lisa Holder in Chaguanas, from Malaya Bourne in Belmont to Jamil Bisnat in St. James, from Teresa Lynch in San Fernando to Kwesi Antoine in Sawa, from Kamaladine Ghani in Separia to Alicia Thomas in Sangre Grande, from Amber Keynes in Diego Martin to Maria Batiste in Bonaire. Throughout this campaign, they have not spoken one thing about local government reform. Those who are against us, they are desperate and their campaign has been unfocused. PNM family, I ask you today, don't get tied up. Don't allow your children to get confused. They do not care. We embrace you with honesty and open arms. August 14th is important, and you, each one of you, must make your vote count. We, the mothers of Trinidad and Tobago, we all want a good life for our children, whether it is our children in Maloney, in Sealots, in Beach, in San Fernando, in Laventille or West Moorings. We want what is best for our children. These are the same characters who brought you live sport, whilst we are here bringing you an entire ministry just to take care of our young people. I say to you today that these are a bunch of jokers, and only a dog returns to his vomit. Our children deserve better, and I say to you today, stand your ground against the infiltration of the enemy. Stand your ground against mayhem. Stand your ground against malfeasance. Stand your ground against madness. Stand your ground against desperation. It is only the PNM who will protect your children's future. It is only the PNM who will protect women. It is only the PNM who will protect men. So come out on Monday and vote solidly for the PNM. And at the end of the day, we will say in one accord that great is the PNM. Great is the PNM.
PNM.
Great is the PNM.
Them are the best.
And we shall prevail.
All the
Thank
youths,
you, God
new
bless
dance,
you.
they are like this. All the youths rocking with the PNM.
Let's hear it.
Everybody
Louder than that for Lady Vice Chairman, PNM family.
What a powerful presentation from the Lady Vice Chairman of the People's National Movement in a wonderful clarion call to the women, the young people, and all of the voting electorate in Trinidad here for this Monday's elections. Minister Camille Robinson-Regis clearly identified to us what we really need to stand our ground against. Stand the ground against corruption, malfeasance, dishonesty, life sport. Imagine.
Extradition.
I would have never imagined that almost 12 years later, we are faced again with the likes of Jack Warner and Anil Roberts and the things that they are synonymous with. And so we thank Minister Robinson-Regis for that fantastic presentation, and we urge you, the viewing audience, to pay attention to what was said and
simple. Do not be confused.
Simple.
We need jobs. We need services. We don't need corruption.
That's right.
We don't need recycled corruption.
Yes.
Come on, guys. The choice is simple. It is a matter of choice on Monday. It is a finger.
Yes.
It is a vote. It is coming home. It is making sure your friends vote, your family vote, your neighbor votes, because our delivery is real.
Yeah.
Real.
We've got just about 38 hours again before the polls open, and all you need would be your ID card and life in your body, and get to that polling station in
by the way,
the 141 districts you're in.
If you haven't seen your name, go on the EBC website, put in your date of birth, your name. You don't need your ID card. You don't need your polling card. Turn up at the station, go in the red line, and exercise the power of your choice.
And what are you voting for? What are we voting for?
But importantly, folks, seriously, many people have said they haven't received their cards. You don't need your card. So long as your name is on that EBC list, which you can get online, you just need to turn up at the station, walk in with any other form of ID, and go in the red line and vote. So don't mind people hide your mail. Don't mind they thief it from your mailbox. Don't mind they telling you stay home. Monday is the day to turn out. Red line, vote. Green line, vote. Finger, vote. Elbow, right down to the end, vote. Dip it in, vote for jobs, vote for security. Because we're serious
Vote
about
for the
reform.
future.
Vote for reform.
Vote for reform.
Vote reform. I mean, this speech by Camille Robinson-Regis, I think it was chilling. It was poor-raising because it put before the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, especially the voting citizens, our young boys and young girls, what we need to stand against. Because the PNM over and over again, as you said, Laurel, I can't believe that today, in 2023, we have to tell and remind Trinidad and Tobago why Jack Warner is bad for the country, why Anil Roberts is bad for this country. So we have to come out solidly on Monday, bring out your communities and vote for reform in a vengeance, because it's about saving the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Marvin, you know, my point is, let's put the people aside. What's the policy they're offering?
There's no policy.
No jobs. Do not use property tax to pay people. You're not tired lining up at the borough, tired lining up at the corporation looking for a job. How about getting real jobs?
Yes.
That is what we are talking. So we have some more action-packed material on stage. We're gonna go stage side now. We're gonna join the vibes. Stick around. Remember your finger. Remember your choice.
One blood, one team, one voice. One choice. Big blood thicker than water, stronger than water, stronger together. Know about big blood, big blood. Let me tell you about big blood, big blood.
Local reform is power. Salary grandly we taking the power. City to country we taking the power. It's about time all and we get the power. Come out and vote.
Let me tell you about big blood. It's power to the people, it's for love. LG reform, we things we go wrong. We vote for reform, we vote in one love, we vote in one blood. Big smiles, mama, papa, daughter, and child. Community development is vibes, real lives. Don't waste no time.
So let's come together, big blood together. We want to reform now. So let's come together, one blood together.
Self-governance now. We fully informed about reform. We have to transform religions. Reform is how we depend. Big love to all of my day one. Hey, big blood.
PNM family say big blood. What they know about big blood? PNM, hey, big blood. Local reform is power.
Yeah, we back off stage side, folks. We're listening to the energy in this crowd. The energy continues to Monday morning. It's so electric, my co-host can't hear me. But just to let you know, we're talking about reasons, and we're talking about what's on offer. What is on offer?
Right.
Absolutely nothing. And that is what it is. We have been at this reform topic for so long. We have traveled throughout the nook and cranny of Trinidad and Tobago, moving to towns, villages, communities, selling what this reform is about. And what stood out to me in this campaign was that the UNC members, some of their leading members today who are opposed to reform, they have supported all aspects of this reform. From Saddam Hussein, all of them supported reform. What has really changed between that time and now? Is it now because it's party before country? What has caused the complete turnaround?
It's typical.
From the UNC on their support for reform just a couple of years ago.
Well,
Typical of their behavior.
You heard Mrs. Prasad Bisesa Kamala say, "The hell with you, you can't support party." Now, who really says that?
Imagine a national leader.
Who tells people looking for jobs, forget the jobs, the hell with you?
Yeah.
Who says, don't take $1 a day, $2 a day to pay people job money for employment? Who says that and really cares?
Yeah. So it's clear, it is evident that the United National Congress, and fueled by its leader, simply does not care about the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
So what are they campaigning on? What you can look forward to if the UNC is to get into power is the deterioration and the degradation of our society.
Absolutely.
Completely. You're going to see a downfall in morals. You're going to see a downfall in civility and honesty. You're going to see a reintroduction of bad behavior in public office.
And I want to remind you, Kamala's fighting her 20th loss.
Oh, 20th loss, wow.
So this is say anything,
do anything, burn down the country.
Burn down the country.
And hope.
Encourage gang violence.
Absolutely.
Desperation.
Poor people, desperation. At the end of the day, we want jobs. We want services. We want to employ people. So folks, Camille Robinson Regis was talking about confusion. Don't be confused.
That's right.
Remember, you don't have your polling card, turn up at the station. Yes. You don't have your ID card, turn up at the station. You're not sure where to go on the EBC website. Ask your people around you. Do not stay home and leave democracy to people who don't care.
And just because this is a local government election, and we want the population in Trinidad to understand the importance of it. Very often we see a lower voter turnout for local elections, but this is such a critical
very, very
juncture
critical.
for all of us here, particularly in Trinidad. I mean, you have done tremendous work in your capacity, first as Attorney General and then onward as Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, in championing this reform that is necessary. And this reform comes from the consultations that happened. And the consultations, what has been put together and what is coming from the reform is what the people actually asked for. So this is the PNM giving you what you asked for,
And what
Trinidad.
took so long? We wanted more, but we couldn't get more because they wouldn't support the law for it.
That's right.
So we had to adjust and adjust. You know, as Minister of Rural Development, Local Government, the UNC members in their council secretly say that they wanted, you know. So listen to truth. Let's go stateside.
To meet
Let's
our 141
our
candidates. Yes.
Let's see 141 energetic, beautiful people. Let's go stateside.
10 of our outstanding candidates. We have 5 new candidates and 5 returning candidates. And I'm satisfied that the whole of Diego Martin will be red on Monday. We're going to win all 10. So let's start. A brand new candidate for the district of Bagatelle, Blue Basin. Sorry, an incumbent, Alina Wren, returning candidate. A new candidate for Bellevue Bossier number 1, Samuel Carter. A new candidate making waves in Chaguaramas Point, Cumana, Kevon Williams. A returning candidate for Covine Rich Plain, Avenel Boyce. Another returning candidate for Diamond Vale, a PNM stronghold, Keita James. See our candidates, they're nicer. A returning candidate for Glencoe Goodwood, La Puerta, Amber Keynes. A new candidate for Mocha Bossier number 2, Damian Fonele. And he used to be twice that size, huh? And he told me he's the best candidate. It's all right. We have 10 beautiful candidates in Diego Martin. A new candidate for Moncoko Alice Glen, Lisa Richard Cole. For Pity Valley Cokery, the experienced Marcia Maslin, returning candidate. And rounding it off, another brand new candidate for St. Lucian Cameron Hill, Chelsea Mendez. Okay, all 10, come in front. Go in front, all 10, please. Let them see you. This is Diego Martin, youth and experience, 10 winning candidates. Red and ready for Monday. Thank you. Okay, all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now invite party faithful Chinoa Allen to present the candidates for the Port of Spain City Corporation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, our political leader who is leading our team of 141 PNM warriors to victory on the night of Monday, the 14th of August. Party chairman and my member of parliament for the constituency of Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West, the Honorable Stuart Young, members of the party executive, it is my honor to present to you the 12 PNM warriors that will defend the capital city this coming Monday on election day. We have a mix of youth and experience. We have a mix of those that have served 2 terms at the local government level, and they are all ready to lead us into the period of local government reform come Monday night. Our first candidate for the electoral district of Belmont East. It is my honor to present to you the incumbent candidate, returning as a councillor, Ms. Nicole Young. For the electoral district of Belmont North and West. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the incumbent, Malua Keisha Bourne. Answering the call and picking up the mantle in the electoral district of Belmont South, a new candidate. It's my honor to present to you Mr. Raphael Bournes. Defending us once again in the electoral district of East Dry River. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Clint Batiste. Representing the people of Northern Port of Spain, my own councillor. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Abina Hartley. Coming once again to defend you and to represent the people of Southern Port of Spain, Mr. Dennis Bristol. For the electoral district of St. Anne's River Central, the indefatigable Ms. Esther Sylvester. Offering herself to replace a councillor that served us very well for 10 years in the electoral district of St. Anne's River North, Ms. Alicia Gift. Representing the people of Sealots and Duncan Street, please put your hands together for the electoral district of St. Anne's River South, Ms. Janelle Frederick. A man who spends a lot of his time in the community beating Tassa in St. James. He is going to beat them on Monday like a Tassa drum. Ladies and gentlemen, for St. James East, Mr. Jamil Biznat. Coming to us from Cocorit, a new candidate, a new councillor come Monday night for the electoral district of St. James West. Please put your hands together for Mr. Imran Khan. And last but certainly not least, the man who closing the door on them in Woodbrook. The man who is making sure that Gigi and the rest of them don't have a chance in Port of Spain. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Owen St. Rose. These are your 12 candidates, your 12 women councillors who are going to defend the city of Port of Spain. The 12 people who are going to remind everyone that Port of Spain is PNM, 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 PNM. Remember on Monday to go to the polls and across all of Trinidad to put your X by the Balisay so that on Monday night we can say that great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and it shall prevail. Thank you very much.
Even if we fall out, brethren, we go all out. We will never watch the family, them fall and sprawl out. From everywhere we crawl out, we ready to brawl out. Fire
Well, in Sour Laventille, it's PNM family. And we want to vote. What we want to vote for? We want to tell them that our children is not cockroach. On the 14th, we're going to vote for the PNM because we're not cracking it and knocking it for nobody. We're voting for peace and love. PNM family, Sour Laventille. These are who you're voting for. For Arangwes, Warner Village, Ashmead Mohammed. For Barataria, Kimberly Small. For Beaton Picton, Darren Corridon. For Caledonia, Upper Malik, Kwesi, Hopsy, Antoine. For El Sicuro, Arangwes North, Karina Nanan. For Fabu, Bukmalatrus, Janice, Coward, Charles. Miraculous Bay, Santa Cruz, Lafayette, Israel, Charles. And for where I born, for Mova, Junior St. Hilaire. For Peterbrook, Mount Lambert Champlain, Kadeem Graham. For Sour East, Raphael John. For Sour West, my strong counselor, Jody Johnson. For St. Anne's, Cascade, Monrepo West, Showing John. For St. Bob's, Chinapu, Shanique Harris. And last but not least, for Success Chumakak, Adana Griffith Gordon. Sour Laventille, we coming 14 strong. We voting for the PNM. We voting People's National Movement. On the 14th, you're putting your eggs by the Balizé. And you're voting for the People's National Movement.
Chairman, political leader, members of our national executive. Anybody from Point 14? Anybody from Point 14? And allow me, the pleasure is mine this afternoon to introduce our 6 winning PNM candidates who is going to share plenty licks on Monday the 14th of August. And I bring to you this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from Captiville, Fanny Village, Miss Marilyn Ramnaran Singh. Let's make some noise. And from Egypt, the Pharaoh, and 4th-time councillor, I bring to you Mr. Kwesi Thomas, my councillor. Let's make some noise. I'm from Hollywood. Hollywood is where the stars are. And ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon I bring to you Christopher Wright. Let's make it right and right. Monday the 14th, we voted Christopher Wright. A New Village. Ladies and gentlemen, New Village. 4th-time councillor. I bring to you Mr. Leslie Pascal. We can go louder than that. Newlands Mahaika. The new kid on the block. The new kid on the block who has been doing tremendous things over the last few weeks. And I bring to you Mr. Steve Gashad. And last but not least, T-Shape Wampo, the man who will be the last one to share the licks in all the 6. And that is Mr. Wendell Williams. 14.40, ladies and gentlemen. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we shall prevail.
PNM people, it's so nice to be with you. Today, I present the candidates from the PNM Regional Corporation, the very spirited candidates from Barrackpore West, Shelby Supreme Rampasad. I crave your indulgence. Let's go to Baruga. Oh. So we go to the Princestown Regional Corporation. And I bring you the ever-youthful candidate from Ben Lomond, Hadbargen, Williamsville, Tyrese Mitchell. From Corinth Cedar Hill, the very impressive Tekle Sion Athalie. And from Fifth Company, the very sincere Vijay Ram Logan. From Hindustan St. Mary's, the fighting Gabriel Cummings. And from Inverness, Princestown South, the very beautiful Nicole Joffo. From Lakeshore, Indian Walk, Pastor Oakley Gauntome is not with us today. And so we move down south to Maruga, coming very strong, Emmanuel Payne. And from New Grand Tableland, youth again, Kevon Sow. And from Reform Manahambre, the very hard-working Richard Rugby. St. Julian, Princestown North, a very dear Antoinette Hill. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the 10 fighting candidates from Princeton Regional Corporation. And we now ask you to raise your voices for the Penal David Regional Corporation. From Barrackpore West, Shelby Supreme Rampasad. And from Bronte, Sunil Suchit. From Debe East, L'Esperance Union Hall, Emmanuel Gopal. From Debe South, Leon Small. From La Fortune, Debe North, Judy Sukdev. From Laroben, Jeffrey Rackhill. From Palmy's Hermitage, Nyla Stephen. And from Penal, Shannon Rupnarain. From Quinam Mon Diablo, Trisha Haywood. And from Roshan, Barrackpore East, Sue and gentlemen, these are the candidates from the PNM Regional Corporation who you must go out and put your vote. Put your X by the Balizé.
Great is the PNM, and we shall prevail. We coming, we coming, we coming.
Two more days, August 14th. What you doing? Voting PNM, 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 PNM. Thank you.
PNM family, I put on my PNM dress and I have on my PNM shoes because we down in the big red rally. I have the honor to introduce my hometown, the reddest royal chartered borough of Arima. And first we have from Arima, first we have the man who leave the mud and the muck to come and clean PNM water, Sheldon Fish Garcia for Arima Central. When they ask you who is Kim, I will tell you she's the next councillor for Arima Northeast. Kim Garcia, Arima Northeast. Arima West Omero, we going brave with Dave Maraj. Calvary, we nice, so we voting Janice Scott twice. She is powerful, she is short, she is the next councillor for Malabar North, Lynette Shafi Ramcharan. Malabar South, you have the Energizer Bunny, Joycelyn Warren. Tumpuna, the man with the plan, Jovan Roberts. Arima is red and ready. These are the magnificent seven. Monday we voted PNM, 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 because we red and we ready. Monday, please God, vote PNM Arima.
Look at people. PNM, PNM, PNM. Anybody from San Fernando? Let me hear you. Anybody
Anybody from San Fernando? We have the best, youngest, beautiful people from San Fernando. From San Fernando with love to you all. We have a young councillor who's a second generation PNM. Her father was a councillor and she is returning to the council. I want you to recognize the young and beautiful Teresa Lynch, who will beat them in Coquille Taruba. Beat them, Teresa, beat them. We have another second generation PNM. Well, he's my brother. His father was a former mayor, and he will beat them in Lesafo East Pero. Riyad Hussein. We have a new candidate in Lesafo West Laramine, in Mr. Saeed Mohammed. Professional. In Marabella East, we have a new candidate, Mr. Dave Paras. Welcome him. Dave Paras. And PNM people, I want to give a special round of applause to Mr. Marcus Gadari, Marabella South Vista Bella. He's going to beat them bad. We only have beautiful people in San Fernando. You all know that, right? We have another beautiful young lady who will beat them in Marabella West. She's a second generation PNM, Jamila Marishaw. Coming up next, from Monrepo Navet, Mr. Nigel Cotier, and welcome him this evening. He will beat them in Monrepo Navet. We have another second generation PNM. His father was a former councillor also. I want to welcome Mr. Robert Paris, who will beat them in Pleasantville. Experienced councillor, over 13 years as in the council. We have another experienced councillor who will be returning and for Springville Paradise, Mr. Naigam Joseph. Come to the front. On August 14th, vote for local government reform, vote for the People's National Movement, vote for all your 441 candidates. From San Fernando with love. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM.
We just saw half of the corporations being presented here today. We saw Paris's home city of San Fernando, my beautiful home city of Arima. Puna Piaco. We saw Diego Martin and Port of Spain. And we are so pleased to present these young, vibrant, dynamic candidates who have a plan and who we are asking you to come out on Monday and cast your votes resoundingly for each and every one of our 141 candidates. And you are voting for more for you, Trinidad. This is all about you. This local government election is about getting better services and representation, and the only way you can do that is if you come out in your hundreds and your thousands to vote. And we saw a beautiful cross-section of candidates here today.
Listen, it feels so proud to be a member of the People's National Movement, because every single 141 electoral district is being represented by a PNM candidate. By every single regional corporation, wherever you are in Trinidad, you can go to your electoral district and see and register your vote solidly for the PNM. We can't say that about our opponents.
We cannot at all, but let's talk about you.
Can I say this?
Yes.
Take San Fernando as an example. We have 9 seats in San Fernando.
Hi guys, you could toast the protector.
The UNC is in none of them. 99% of the time, they roll out quick. They try a brush and a bamble. No promises to be kept. We are offering reform and structure.
But we're going to go stateside now for this wonderful historical PNM song put on by Michael Leggett, Protector.
Great is the PNM, it shall prevail. Sleeping time. Sleeping time. Sleeping time. One nation is one people today, a dynamic diversity. A party strong because all along we celebrate our plurality. Equality right across the board, everybody have a chance. That's why all around every place in town is Lucas leading the dance. We talking about the ultra-modern social infrastructure. Education become priority one on the national agenda. Hallelujah. We ain't making no dotish mistake. Hallelujah. So when opposition get they go take. Hallelujah. And when I say cookie, you know what I mean. Hallelujah. Bring all your broom and sweep in the squad be clean. Hallelujah. We can't fail. Some of the hands on this train. Hallelujah. Great is the PNM, it shall prevail. Sweeping time. Sweeping time. Election time is here, we'll be sweeping everywhere. 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 Get your Bruno. Sweeping time. Sweeping time. Sleeping time. The air was ready, people cheer. The delivery was a gem. As the document passed to present, plenty years of the PNM. From self-government to independence, Republican status too. Impressive record, the people applaud the things that the party do. They say the whole of us, we are the salt of the earth, no racial or cultural divide. Not like Duck and Run and all them don't one they have on the other side. Huh? Hallelujah. He said we are making no dotish mistake. Hallelujah. So when them opposition get they go take. Hallelujah. And when I say cookie, you know what I mean. Hallelujah. We sweeping Pande Kamla and pulling like clean. Hallelujah. We can't fail. Legs in the tail. Hallelujah. Great is the PNM, it shall prevail. Sweeping time. Sweeping time. Sweeping time. Sweeping time. I gone. Sweeping time. I gone. I gone. Sweeping time. I gone. I gone. Sweeping time. Oh. Sweeping time. Yeah.
What a magnificent experience here in Mokoya, in Trinidad and Tobago. We feel so proud to be members of the People's National Movement. We would have seen 141 candidates representing the 100 electoral district all over Trinidad in this local government reform. It feels a sense of pride. It is a sense of pride to see our young people coming forward, answering the call to public service in Trinidad and Tobago in this very profound local government election where we are looking to bring reform and to transform communities, bring change to many communities all over Trinidad and Tobago. So we're going to go back stateside and see what is, and take in what is taking place on the stage.
the Chaguanas Borough Corporation will be installing a People's National Movement mayor for the first time for the electoral district of Charleville. It's a love thing in Charleville. Ladies and gentlemen, an entrepreneur, Mr. Sherwin Lucas. For the electoral district of Kunupia, this man will dance his way into your heart, Mahindra Rampasad. The electoral district of Edinburgh, Londonville South, and attorney at law, the beautiful Stacey McSween Murphy. The electoral district of Enterprise North Esmeralda, a mother, an entrepreneur, a lovely young lady. She is highly qualified and is returning to represent you. Ladies and gentlemen, Lisa Holder. Enterprise South, Londonville North is licked for them in Enterprise South, Londonville North. The tallest candidate on this campaign of 141. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Lewis. The electoral district of Felicity Endeavour. This young lady is painting the town red and destroying the UNC in Felicity. Devika Ria Suku. The electoral district of Montrose, a lecturer. Ladies and gentlemen, Andel Paramsuk. And on that fateful night, our 8th electoral district will be brought home. Monroe Road, County Savannah, Kevin Phillips.
PNM! PNM! Come Monday night, we gon' beat them left, we gon' beat them right. Tell them round drinkers and TNPP all out of sight. What local government reform we gon' make a change. From now till Monday morning, join us in our refrain. Great as the PNM,
Is Siparia in the house? Is Siparia in the house? Political leader, chairman of the People's National Movement. It's a pleasure this evening to present the 8 new councillors for the borough of Siparia. For the electoral district of Avocat San Francisco North, Mr. Richard Gooding. For the electoral district of Brighton Bethany, young, energetic Gillan Lewis. Yeah! For the electoral district of Sejas, Mr. Anthony Von Ganes. Returning for a third term for electoral district of Erin, Miss Aline Ramnell. For the electoral district of Mondesi, Mr. Kennedy Polino. This candidate, this young candidate, to put tears and calm eyes in the marginal electoral district of Otaheite Rosilak, young, energetic Mr. Cortes Carabay. Palaseco, Anton George. For the electoral district of Siparia East, San Francisco, Mr. Vijay Bochun. And to ensure that Siparia Borough Corporation is controlled by the People's National Movement, Siparia West Faizabad, Mr. Kamaluddin Ghani. These are your 9 winning candidates for the borough of Siparia.
Members of the executive of the People's National Movement, fellow members of parliament, government ministers, candidates, 141 of you winning candidates, PNM family, it is my pleasure to present to you your next winning candidates for the Miaro Regional, for the Sangre Grande Regional Corporation. Let's go for Komodo Tamana. We have Dave Rambarat. The same fishing pond Manzalena from the Chaos and Mayhem, Atalia Mohan. My hometown, my electoral district. We are bringing it back home with Alicia Thomas. In Sangre Grande Northeast, we have the right guy, David Elvis Guy, Sangre Grande Northeast. And we will be taking the corporation as well with Sangre Grande South. Darren Buchun will help us bring it home. The woman who has been given the map, she has been given the keys to Valencia East Toco, Anicia Williams. Valencia East, back row. And they feel they will have Valencia West. But we keeping Valencia West in the loving arms of the PNM with Keva Isaac. And they give away Vega the Oro Pooch to the PNM. They give it away to the PNM with Latoya Lane Lumpkin. PNM family, Sandy Grande Regional Corporation, and this is the Great Eight. The Great Eight. Up next, we have the Miero Rio Claro Regional Corporation for Kwakal African, a man who will save Kwakal African, Imran Ali. For Miero North, Ryan Fry Stewart. Rio Claro North, we have the young, strong, dynamic Janice Armstrong. And Rio Claro South to bring it home at the Rio Claro Regional Corporation, we have Jaron Mohammed. PNM family, I urge you to go out early on Monday, August the 14th. Cast your vote solidly for the People's National Movement. And on the evening, we will all say, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we will have prevailed. Thank you. I'm moving away with me, family. Sorry, we have the man from the National Youth League, Miara Sagwayagwari, we have Patrick Phillip.
I am honored and privileged to present the candidates for the local government election for local government reform 2023, the Tunapuna Kiako Regional Corporation. The largest, the biggest, the most populated 16 councillors. And we starting in my hometown, Osanville Tunapuna, John Boyd Briggs. John Boyd Briggs, come on, let's hear them. We have it east because the Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation encompasses 11 constituencies. So come out and vote on August the 14th. Blanchisseuse, Santa Rosa, and we have Sheldon, Roger Moore. Sheldon, Roger Moore. Camille Robinson Reg is in the house. Is Camille in the house? She's there. Moana, Aruka, Karen Farm, Maria Baptiste. Let's hear it for Maria Baptiste. Tunapuna Fiako, let me hear you. A man who served in 2010 when I became a local government councillor in Tunapuna Fiako. A good man, a good candidate. Let's hear it for Karapo, Derek Legay. Let's hear it for Derek. Come on, Karapo, Karapo. Yes, Tunapuna Fiako in the house. We coming back down to Tunapuna because we have an area called Cora, Paradise, Tacarigua, and we have a man who could win that seat in Reginald Gregg, a past student of Hillview College, just like myself. Let's hear it for Reginald Gregg, Cora, Paradise, El Dorado. And we coming down to the next female. We going Cleaver. Lisa, you in the house? Lisa Morris? She's somewhere wrong. She's somewhere wrong. Cleaver Domini. Shakila Clark. Shakila Clark. Let's go for her. Make some noise. Make some noise. Shakila. 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 We going next door. We in Crepage, a lady who I personally work with. And listen, she can bring it home. Crepage, let's hear it for Neela Mirage. People of Crepage, come out. Come out and vote for Neela. She will be supported by the MP for Tunapuna. Neela Mirage, Crepage. And we're going back up 5 Rivers. Marvin Gonzalez area. 5 Rivers, you're in the house. Desiree, let's hear it from Desiree. The Freitas, Foster. 5 Rivers. Vote, vote, vote on August the 14th. Look for the Balize. If you can't remember the name, look for the Balize symbol and place your X. Kelly Village, Warrenville. We looking to win them down there. Alicia Ali, she already working in the area. She already working in the area. Alicia Ali, Kelly Village, Warrenville. Let's bring it home. La Florissa, Lopino, Dwayne Mora. He coming again. Let's hear it for Dwayne. Mora, 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 Mora. Dwayne Mora is the candidate in La Florissant Lopino. Oh gosh, there's the man I had to vote for. Even though the MP for Tunapuna, I just vote because I just voted in Orange Grove, Trin City, and I voted for Josiah Austin, the man, my candidate, Orange Grove, Mokoya, Trin City. We trusted in Austin. We trusted in Austin. We coming back home to Tunapuna because there are three horses in the race. 3 horses in the race. And we going up Santa Margarita. We going up Maracas. We going up Akono. Dr. Nayani in the house. Maracas. Maracas, Santa Margarita. Nayani in the house. We voted for Trudel. Trudel Noriega. Trudel. Maracas. I don't know who to call for this one. Monsika Maloney, Camille, You claiming it? I take a part of Gonzalez and I take a part of Lisa. But anyhow, Mosika Maloney, Mr. Watley, all that man by heart, Stefan Watley, and Maloney, and Mosika, Stefan Watley is the man, coming back for a third term. Close to home, we are in the St. Augustine constituency, St. Augustine South, Piaco, St. Helena, and we have a beautiful lady, Latoya Grace Tinto. Latoya Grace Tinto. Let's wait for her. St. Augustine South, Piaco, St. Helena. A young lady who is also dear to my heart, because in 2009, when I was the operations manager in St. Joseph, she was one of the understudy, and she's ready in 2023. Terrence in the house, Terrence the outside. We bring it out, Avia Isaac! Avia Isaac, St. Joseph, Valentine, Bangladesh, come out, vote. She will give you proper representation. Avia Isaac, Valentine, St. Joseph. Bringing up the rear, the last of the 16. Sweet 16. And we go in Wallafield. We go in La Hakita. And we have Foster. We going with Foster. Foster in the house. And we going with Kerryann Roberts Kasmali. La Hakita. La Hakita. La Hakita. Wallafield. Kasmali in the house. Tuna Piaco. We voted for no one else. Remember, it's 11 constituencies we encompass, so you must vote. Tuna Piaco, you must vote. And as MP for Tuna Esmond Ford, vote PNM on all of the 40. Put X by the barricade. Tuna Piaco. Tuna Piaco. We in the house. Yes. Tuna Piaco. Thank you. Vote PNM. Wherever you live, all candidates, all 141 candidates, we voted PNM, local government reform 2023. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tuna.
Trinidad, from sweeping time, we went to Hoover. We went to Siparia, we went Mayaro, and then we watched the MP himself in Like Yourself in Tunapuna. Have you seen energy like that before? You are seeing vibrancy, you're seeing opportunity, you're seeing choice. This is what the PNM is about. 141 candidates. Marvin, plenty of this was up by you. Laurel, plenty of this was up by you.
Yes. Right.
Let me hear you.
Let me tell you this. This is so amazing to see your candidates who walk the streets, knock on every single door over the last 5 or 6 weeks during this campaign, and to see them bring the curtains down on their campaign here today and making that final push to ask all of their burgesses to come out and to register their votes solidly for the People's National Movement. It's worked tremendously hard.
And let's put it in context. We're taking central government power.
Yes.
We're giving it to local government, so that instead of an MP representing 30,000 people,
absolutely,
you have a councillor with full power, with money, representing 4,000 to 5,000 people on a full-time basis. So you see a councillor, you know it's being done. And I can tell you, as Minister of Local Government, we have designed the app to make sure you can report your issues online. You don't need to go to the office. We can track the service delivery. You know what's happening. So we're talking about giving power to the people with jobs. With jobs. We don't need to say much. Let's pick up the vibes from Benjai, Trinidad at its best. Over to stage side.
You know what? I can't leave this way now. As a phenomenal people, I want to raise your hand here. I want to see everybody who voted on this. I want to see everybody who dip in the finger. I want to see everybody who represents. The red is the blood of the people. Squeeze. Some of them. Nah. On August 14th. Some of them. Represent the constituency. You are telling you. Some of them. Voting will give you your powers. Yeah. Make we jump and fit 3 hours. Yeah. So God just give me powers. Yeah. Drink me rum and share. Fit 3 hours. This is soca powers. It's a wonderful feeling to share with others. PNM brothers, PNM sisters. Today you're making your name. We party in sun or rain. We don't care what the people say. So much powers I can't explain. Until that golden day, Father take me away. All of my friends will say, you're phenomenal. You're phenomenal, no. I'm phenomenal. Trinbago phenomenal. We know you're phenomenal. You're phenomenal. Oh, you're phenomenal. You're phenomenal. Yeah. Voting will give you your powers. Yeah. Till we into masqueraders. Nah. So God just give me powers. Yeah. Once I'm telling you, on 14, don't I say? As masqueraders, you have your powers. It's a wonderful feeling. It's what I tell ya. Choose your partner. Choose your corner. You know we vote in PNM. We party in sun or rain. We don't care what the people say. So much powers I Friday night and day. Party night and day. And the away. All of my friends will say, you're phenomenal, no. I'm phenomenal. You're phenomenal. PNM phenomenal. You're phenomenal. Whoa, you're phenomenal. Whoa. Ah. If you know you're voting, this is right here now. This is the silence right now. This is the calm before the storm. We ought to know what we're doing, you know. We don't just vote blindly. So I'm telling you, on the 14th, boom. We party in sun or rain. We don't care what they say. We don't care what they say. We party night and day. This is the big away. Thank you. I'm phenomenal. Phenomenal. I'm phenomenal.
Folks, join me, Marvin. You know you want to do it.
PNM does give PNM powers.
Yeah. Take it any way you want.
PNM giving local powers.
Give you
That's
power.
what's happening.
Yeah. PNM does give you powers.
Yeah. Real people power.
Folks, in case we fail at politics, which will never happen, you know we come in serious here. Phenomenal. That's the message from Benjai. It's about power. It's about zest. It's about anxious scrutiny of a better world. Have a vision. The vision that we say is prosperity through jobs. The vision that we say is crime and security to be managed by municipal police. The vision we say is take more money and get it done. What's the vision for Wassa? What's the vision for women?
Absolutely. You know, I think this local government election, I think we are taking our national development to a different level. We are taking it to the level of the community, where the communities are going to be empowered, where our local government councillors are going to be empowered, and people can feel that sense of pride and that sense of inclusivity in the way decisions are made at the local level.
Put it into context. Marvin is the Minister of Public Utilities with responsibility for TNTech as well. Why not have our lights fixed by local government reporting in the app that we built together with the app that he built? Absolutely. Well, that's around the corner. That's on August 14th if you vote for the Balizé. Laurel.
There's something I want to raise. You spoke about it earlier where you are giving more powers to local government. And one of the candidates at an ARIMA meeting earlier this week stated that by giving local government more powers, you're actually freeing up central government to focus on other things, and therefore you would have much more efficient and effective governance, both at a local and at a central level. So central government, you all wouldn't be bogged down by certain matters that could be dealt with on a local level, which is what this reform is giving.
Remember, we're doing this after we turn on the public procurement law. It means come and check the dollar. Come and see where we are. But let's get to the heat. Let's get to the stage. Let's hear the introduction of our next speaker. Join us stateside. It's what we've all tuned in for. Let's go over to Dr. Nian Gadsby Dolly.
If you love this party, say great is the PNM. If you're voting on Monday, let me see your voting finger. Say great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. PNM people, I have a privilege this evening. I want to ask you, do you know who your leader is? Do you know who is your leader? Our leader is a knowledgeable man, longest serving parliamentarian. Our leader is not someone who come here just by chance for today. Our leader has been preparing for years to lead this party and this country. Our leader is knowledgeable. Our leader is empathetic. He cares about people. There is no one who could care about citizens in this country and tell them to load up the matic. Never. Our leader will never say that, because he's an empathetic man. Our leader is a man of integrity. A man of integrity. He will never jump into a political bed with just anybody. He will never return like a dog to his vomit. He is a man of integrity. Do you know your leader? He is a trustworthy man. He does not lie. He does not mince words. If you know him, and we know him well in this country, and if he say black man, he will mean black man. And he wouldn't try to go back and say, he say blank man. Our leader is a trustworthy man. Do you know your leader? Our leader is hard-working. No 5-day weekends here for this man. This man is a man who will call you 2 o'clock in the morning and expect you to be up, because he is up and he is working. Hard-working man. We can't say that for every other person who wants to be a leader in this country. No 5-day weekend. Hard-working. Our leader. Do you know your leader? Our leader is knowledgeable. He is empathetic. He is a man of integrity. He is trustworthy. He is hardworking. Who is your leader? What is his name? His name is Keith Christopher Rowley. His name is Keith Christopher Rowley. His name is And if you want to hear this man, this political leader, this prime minister speak to you today, I tell you, say with me, great is the? Great is the? Great is the? Bring on our political leader. We want to hear Keith Christopher Rowley. We want to hear? We want to hear? Let's bring him on. Bring him on. Bring him on. Our political leader, Keith Christopher Rowley.
All the way behind it. Somebody touch me. Somebody touch me. Somebody touch my soul. Yeah. Somebody touch me. Pray to me, Jesus. Somebody touch my soul. Somebody touch me. Somebody touch me. Somebody touch my soul. While I was praying, pray to me, Jesus. Somebody touch my soul. Somebody touch me. Somebody touch me. Somebody touch my soul. Somebody touch me. Pray to me, Jesus. Somebody touch my soul. PNM. 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 Great is the PNM. Party chairman, deputy political leaders, lady vice chairman, all party officers, supporters, well-wishers, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. It is indeed one of the most glorious sights in our nation to see the PNM assembled like this. We of the PNM, we have gathered here to round off our election campaign in 2023. It has been a long campaign. It has been a rough campaign. We have seen the good, we've seen the bad, and we've heard the ugly. But this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of that walk that you've been making. I know many of you have walked up hills, down dales, along streets, and you've knocked on doors. And you've done so for a purpose. You've done so to ensure that Trinidad and Tobago is properly managed. You participate in a political organization that treasures its legacy, its record, and protects the democracy of Trinidad and Tobago. Do not treat your contributions lightly. As I ask you today, whether you are at this rally or whether you are at home watching your television or listening to your radio in your car, today I want to say to you, elections are important and the results matter. Local government is important. What you have been taking part in is an aspect of our development. Some of your grandparents can tell you about the excitement like this when we were approaching independence. Some will tell you about the satisfaction like this when we became a republic in 1976. Some will tell you, if you have those grandparents around still, they will tell you how they benefited or how they knew that their children will benefit when they first heard about free secondary education. They will tell you when they heard about independence, but all of those, they will tell you it was the PNM that spoke to you and to them. Citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, whether you are a PNM supporter, a PNM member, or a person who has never voted in local government, I'm asking you on Monday, August 14th, to come out and vote
for local government elections. And the reason is this. I would like you to have the satisfaction from the 15th of August going forward to associate yourself with a signal development in our nation. You all would have heard us during the campaign justify how we arrived here. You would have heard us mention about the months and years of consultation that took place on this issue of local government and its reform. You would have heard us talk about the documentation that is in place as a result of what we garnered from those consultations. You would have seen PNM ministers serve in office driving this process. And you would have heard members of parliament from all sides of the divide, PNM and others, say they support the idea of local government reform. But as we went forward in this process, you would have seen us in the parliament taking a bill to the parliament asking that it be supported and converted into an act which will become law in Trinidad and Tobago. But unfortunately, you would only have seen the PNM, the 22 PNM members voting to say, yes, let us reform and transform our local government system. And that is why I am asking all right-thinking citizens, hoping that you would have been informed during our campaign, to know that when we ask you to support by voting for the local government candidate for the PNM, we are asking you to support the party that brought it this far and stood with it and brought it into law in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. It is not the first time that the PNM would have had to stand alone in doing something to bring significant change to Trinidad and Tobago. Sometimes it takes years after it has been done for many to acknowledge and accept it as an integral part of our landscape. I want to ask you all who've been to Tobago, many of you know the Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. Would you believe that when the PNM set about to build that road in Tobago, in the political arena, there was obstruction and objection to the point where one political party opposed to the PNM called its members out and asked them to lie down in front of the bulldozer to ensure that the road was not built. But look at it today. Can you find one Tobagoan in Tobago today who will say the Claude Noel Highway should not have been built? When Dr. Williams told this country that he is going to embark on a system of free secondary education, there were very many people who were accustomed to privilege in education and thought he was talking nonsense. But as a result of that visionary, singular PNM position, I can stand before you today as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, coming from a home where I was the last child in that family and the first one to have gone to high school. So when the PNM stands alone, we feel that we're standing in the breach for the future of the PNM and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And today, I have no doubt that enough of you will go out and vote for PNM candidates on Monday to give us the confidence to go forward and make the changes, the dramatic and significant improving changes for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And 5 years or 10 years from today, when the system is fully functional and you would have experienced the changes, you would say, I was there and I voted for that and I supported it, and those who didn't want it, they were blind, and there's none so blind that he or she that will not see. So ladies and gentlemen, during this campaign, we heard all kind of people. One from a party in a rum shop, one from a party in a toilet. One form a party in a park. One form a party on top of a brothel. But the PNM from Balizé House is the same PNM from Balizé House. Is the same PNM from Balizé House. And that is why, if you look at the content of the campaign for the last few weeks, you would think that come Tuesday morning, there is some prospect of the government of Trinidad and Tobago being changed. Because a whole campaign about changing government and taking revenge on the government and revenge on the Prime Minister. One thing I can tell you, all the nonsense and the rubbish they've been talking, they will continue to talk on the 15th of August because it had no relevance to the election on the 14th of August. But on the other hand, you would have heard the PNM's campaign. You would have heard us telling you why you should come out and vote and why local government reform is important and what it is. And therefore, when we, with our vision and our action intended to be taken, it will be in the context of what you have voted for, and it's local government business. They spend the whole campaign looking for a knockout punch. Looking for a knockout punch. Even the lie that they brought in Tobago in the THA election, they resurrected back in the local government election here. You know who is the most surprised person in the country? Their spokespersons are most surprised because they discover that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and his wife could have bought a townhouse in Tobago. And as a result of that, the biggest punch they throw in the campaign is to slander me. But tonight, this evening, in this PNM rally, I want to tell Wade Mark, I want to tell Saddam Hussein, and I want to tell all the rest of them, I will sue every single one of you. And you know, let me explain something to you gathered here and those of you at home. What is happening in our country, what has happened in our country is that a small group of lawyers and politicians are destroying our institutions. So when a man could come knowing that he is slandering you, knowing that he will be discovered, expecting to be sued, and says to you, I am saying this to you, and it's going to have to go to the Privy Council. You know what he's saying? He knows that he will be sued. He knows that he will lose in the High Court. He knows that he will lose in the Appeal Court. He knows that he will go to the Privy Council. But what he also knows, that all of that will take years. And that is how he is describing our legal system. So all those who live and work in the legal system, that is where the system is now. Let me draw your attention to the fact that when we whipped the UNC in 2015, they took us to court and contested 4 or 5 seats. They lost in the court. They appealed it. They lost in the appeal. Would you believe, up to this day, in the legal system in Trinidad and Tobago, the costs have not been assessed and the millions owing to the PNM has not been paid because they're waiting on the court. And that is why they could be slandering people left, right, and center, knowing that nothing ain't gonna happen. You understand? So they now can use the system as part of their political tool. That's what they're doing. That is what they're doing. They come out and damage you personally as part of their campaign. What does my tongue house in Tobago have to do with Wade Mark and his little friend there? What does that have to do with election campaign? It's all about slander, hoping that you, the people, I don't mind being slandered, you know, but I do mind being slandered by people who themselves are people who have questions to answer, who are people who are subject to the police. The most corrupt government in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, even in local government. When we went to Sangre Grande, we had to ask the people of Sangre Grande, please do not re-elect some of those named and known UNC councillors because they are in the hands or the sight of the police. You understand that? Today, as I lead my team to you here in this rally, you saw them today. Roger Monroe, Stuart Young, Nilan Gasbidali presenting our candidates. Not one of them has any issue with the police after 8 years of being in government. Not one. But I have to put up with Anand Ram Logan harassing my behind every day and coming and telling me about what? But Ravik Balbogim. But the good ones have come forward. They can keep Ravi, but the good ones have come forward. I want Wade Mark, I want Saddam, and any other, male or female, come. Because we are on serious business. We are on serious business. And I'm sure you here this evening, one thing that you would have observed, when we presented every corporation on this stage, you could not help but have noticed it's largely our young people who are coming forward to take responsibility for this country. Male and female, of all races, of all religions, of all creeds, from all over the country. They have come forward. They have come forward behind the people's national movement. And that is why this country should feel good about this local government election and what it represents. And not on the fact that a leader, a person who was a prime minister, who was chairman of the National Security Council, notwithstanding the fact that she never went to a meeting, but the bottom line is, if you hold that kind of office, you cannot come out and be talking stupidness, dangerous stupidness in this country. When gunmen meet behind closed doors, away from the public eye, they're giving instruction to the killers about matic and how to knock and how to shoot. And you come on a platform and telling our boys and girls about matic and knock matic and shoot. Well, when you come out on Monday, I want you to knock that mad lady out of the politics of Trinidad and Tobago. Because it is not her fault, you know. It is the fault of those who bring in her there. It is the fault. Let me say something here very clearly this evening. And I want you all to listen to me very carefully. Whether you're home or you're abroad, listen to me very carefully. Over and above the reason to vote for the PNM on Monday, based on our espoused policies and programs, there's something else you have to do. You have to decide, take a side as to whether you would vote for people who are honest, have integrity, and are not battling criminal charges. Because on one side you have the PNM, where nobody who has a criminal record or criminal issues could be presented to you as leadership candidate or advisor. But on the other hand, when you look, the only person who is missing from there is Manuel Benjamin. And they're not listening, you know. They bring them in the parliament. You tell them, we're not supporting human trafficking, they bring them. Police arrest them for taking bribe in the corporation, they bring them. They arrest them in the house
for whatever they've done, put them on $1 million bail, they bring them. What do they have to do to not be selected by Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisesa to hold out to our children? What are we saying to our young men and our children? If you could find yourself with criminal problems, with police on your back, and it's all right, no problem. When I grew up in Mason Hall in Tobago, throughout my young year days, there was one boy who broke into a shop, and we had so responded to him on the instructions of our parents that he had to leave the village. But today you want to encourage all kinds of criminality. There are 2 UNC candidates who have been visibly associated with guns and criminal conduct during the election campaign. You could imagine if that was the PNM, what they would have been saying. But it will never be the PNM because we screened our 141 candidates very clearly, and all of them have come here voluntarily, and they represent the best of Trinidad and Tobago. And wherever they are, in any part of Trinidad on Monday, win, lose or draw, if there's one person in that electoral district who wants to vote for the PNM, there's a high quality PNM candidate in that district, so come out and vote for the Balizi. Vote for the Balizi. When we stand alone, it's because we believe what we are doing is right for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, not just for the PNM. When a leader gets up and tells her members, go to hell if you want to put country before party, what do you want that for? At least she has warned you what is important to her and to her organization. In the political arena, country must always come first. Country must always come first, and the party must always be second to the country, because we want to build a country. That's why Dr. Williams formed the party. He didn't form it to get rich. He didn't form it to be powerful. Dr. Williams came into the politics as an outstanding educator before, as an outstanding historian. But people who are nobodies, when they end up in the politics, they think it's about all about them. And to come and tell you that if you put country before party, you must go to hell. Well, I want you to go to the polling station and send her right there where she wants to go. Because we have to stop this foolishness. Everybody is a free country. You're free to associate. Under our constitution, there's freedom of association. But I'm imploring you, do not associate with criminals. When they're calling on the young people to knock matic and fire bullet and empty clip, tonight I want to call on all our young people, especially our young men, especially our young men of African descent, put down the damn gun. You are causing enough pain to your mother, your father, your neighbor, your community, and this country. Put down the gun. All over this country, the government is opening up opportunities to allow you all to make something of yourselves. Because if you live by the gun, rest assured, a gunman will make sure that you die by the gun. And anybody who wants to encourage you about taking a shortcut in life and the gun will take you there, I know that young people, if given opportunity, will take it, will grasp it, and they will build a future, not only for themselves, but for the country. And that is why, as Prime Minister, I added to the portfolios in this country a brand new ministry called the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service. And instead of calling for gun and calling for matic, Foster Cummings, under the cabinet direction, has been calling and has been answered. Today there are thousands of young people who are in that program here, there, and everywhere. And that is what this government, this country, is offering to young people. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you've been out there I want to remind you, today in this country, there are over 700,000 accounts at the unit trust. I am sure if I go and poll this crowd, most of you in here would have some little kakada in the unit trust. Would you believe that when the PNM came up with the idea of forming a unit trust to allow the population to participate as you are participating now, that there were those who were opposed to it? Suppose the PNM had backed away or our knees had buckled because somebody was opposing it. We have taken decisions which have not been the easiest. A lot of what they've been talking about in this local government campaign, they will keep talking about because they are general election issues. And the general election is due in 2 years from today. So they'll be annoying you and talking the negatives and talking the stupidness from the 15th of August right down to the next polling day after the 14th of August. Because all they're concerned about is elections and winning a seat. Many of them have won seats and have never gone back to the district that elected them because they're saying they don't have to, because who's supporting them there only support them by the race and the religion. The PNM can't do that. The PNM would have lost elections in every part of this country except, I used to say Buku and Lambo. I can't say that now. Except in Laventille. Except in Laventille. And what that tells you is that the population selects the PNM anywhere and everywhere in this country. And our performance is what we get elected by. We are in a position, we prepare, we review, we restart, and we reset. And we come back and save the country from those who always pretend. I could tell you something. Anytime this country accepts that it has been saved by Jack Warner coming back in the UNC, you know we're going to hell in a handbasket. Anytime. Because nobody in this country who has a boy child and seriously want that boy child to grow up under the shadow of the law and in the glare of international acceptance will tell him, I want you to be like Jack Warner. Tell your boy child that, right? And tell your girl child you want them to be like Khadija Amin. Ladies and gentlemen, this country is at a crossroads. And on Monday, you are required to intervene. Many of you say, I don't vote in local government election. That is giving up your responsibility, and it is a dereliction of duty. Because if you don't vote, somebody else is voting, and at the end of the day, you will be governed by the standards they set and the outcome of their lack of principle, and in some cases, their criminal conduct. So ladies and gentlemen, we have the PNM, we've done our job. We've given you great candidates. We ran an effective campaign. We've tried to educate you. I myself have been in the campaign. I've sat down on many occasions. I could tell you, I am the only prime minister in the history of this country who come out and sit down in front of you and the media and talk to you for hours because I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. And even if I don't have all the answers, I can talk to you about not having the answers. So ladies and gentlemen, this is your PNM. Those were your candidates. Those are your youths, young men, young women, experienced men, experienced women. And the PNM is that party of Eric Williams, party of George Chambers, the party of Patrick Manning. And today, it is your party. It is your vote that will make the difference. I don't want you all to believe, some of you who live in what is called PNM strongholds, you don't have to go out to vote because the PNM win already and the PNM does always win here. That is not good enough. You must be a part of what makes the PNM win. Every number that is called for the PNM, one of those numbers must be your vote. And you must be able to say, I was responsible. I took some time off. I passed by the polling station. I stood in the line and I let my finger count. That is responsible citizenship. Because when others calling for them to take up gun, we are calling on you to be patriots. Come out and take up the vote. Use it and select management for the country. Elections are important. This election is more than important. It is in fact significant and it is visionary. Because when you vote for the PNM and you give us that support, then not only the PNM members inside the parliament would have voted for local government reform, you, the people, would have voted for local government reform as well. And then we'll proceed to put in place the management systems. We will put in place the resource streams, and then we begin to give local government more and more responsibility so that they can serve you better and better in your neighborhood. We want to move away from this thing about you have a drain in your backyard, you have a hole in the road, and it cannot and will not be fixed because the local government system doesn't allow them to have some cash in hand to do a small job. We want to move away from this system where councillors are elected and are only complaining that the CEO do this and the CEO say that and the CEO and the CEO. We want to give them executive authority where they will stay in office for a 4-year period, which is time to develop programs and to put effective contracting in place so you get better garbage collection. You bring more employment to your district. You hire more local contractors and you create support for the people who need support from the government. Because soon after, sometime in the not too distant future, after local government reform has been implemented as a transitional and rolling system, we want to look towards the Ministry of Education to put people in the corporations to do repairs, starting with the primary schools and moving later to the secondary schools, going to improving and upgrading the playing fields, controlling what goes on in the community centers, and of course, protecting you from criminals who stalk the streets and stalk the lands, because every corporation will have its own police service to increase the patrolling and the reporting of criminal conduct in your own neighborhood. What else can we offer in 2023? We offer you an upgrade and an improvement in the quality of your life. And that is why this election is different to every other local government election. It's different. This is the one that makes the quantum leap that takes us from the back years to the bright future. This is the election where every Burgess with a cell phone could be on a digital database to the corporation, so the corporation could talk to you on your phone and you could talk to the corporation on a program that you have. This is the era where every local government body could have a database of unemployed people, of people who need support or who are already on support for disabilities, and to ensure that those people get the money that Parliament said they should get, but now we can go to them which says that the corporation is looking at it. What that will do, it will remove a significant amount of the corruption and misallocation that attends the whole social service system. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is not good enough. It is not required to say, leave it just so. And the very fact that when we were consulting all these UNC leaders at the level of local government, some of them are parliamentarians who said, yes, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to be supported. And today, they're all on platform bad-mouthing it. It's simply because of politics. They don't want anything good for this country. because they believe if things are going well in the country, it will redound to the benefit of the PNM. But the PNM does not exist for itself. The PNM exists for Trinidad and Tobago. And if good comes, it comes to all of us. And if bad comes, it comes to all of us. So ladies and gentlemen, you only have to ask yourself, who started saying yes to local government? And who is saying yes on August 14th? And you come to the answer, only the People's National Movement. So, most things have already been done. What is left to be done is for you to come out and bring out all the people that you have canvassed, all the people that you know who are responsible, bring them to the polling station. Encourage them to come to the polling station and vote in support of the transformation that local government reform promises in Trinidad and Tobago. And when you would have done that, you would have done your duty to God and country. You would have prepared the road for your children to walk. You would have protected yourself from the wiles of those who don't know what they're talking about. And you would be driven to say, like all the PNM supporters and members would say, when we would have done our duty to the country and we assemble at Balize House on the night of August 14th, when the voting is counted and all the numbers are known, and we shout in one voice for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall prevail.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our political leader, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley. Now presented to you on stage, we introduce to you Super Blue.
Are you ready to go home? Children, time to go home. What is time is over? What is time is over? What is time is over? What is the time is over? Bacchanal time, bacchanal time, bacchanal, 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 bacchanal time. The party can't done, the party can't done. Children, Kambule, from Ochaja can jump. Hey, no. Tell them, start the mass, the Boko jump, the go come. Wait, the party can't done, this party can't done. 1, 2, 3. Start this ceremony. Everybody. In the air, in the air, in the air. Start the way. Today's carnival. Children. Everybody. Start the way. Hey. Start the way. Hey. Start the way. PNM. On the count of 4. Let me jump up. On the count of 4. Let me jump up. On the count of 4. Let me go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump up, 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 jump up. Bacchanal, bacchanal. Bacchanal. Jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up. Anybody? Bacchanal, bacchanal. Oh. Bacchanal, bacchanal. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Friday, every day, every day, every day. Express, wine, rhyme, make love, make love. Hey, hey, question. Are you ready to go home? No. Are you ready to go home? No. Are you ready to go home? No. Good time to go home. No. What the time is old? 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 Bacchanal time, bacchanal time, bacchanal, 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 bacchanal time. The party can't done, the party can't done. But I tell them on this plantation we want things tonight. Tell them the party can't no way. Freedom to express myself without fright. That's all we want. The party can't done, yeah. The party can't done. Form a ring, wave and welcome the king. Come on, go Johnny. Start away, start away, start away, start away. Today's carnival bazaar. Today's carnival. Hey, spreading news. Start away, start away, start away, start away. On soca glory. Everyone with a flag and a smile on their face. Lordy daddy of every creed and race. Phenomenal, lovely atmosphere. If the Lord is our shepherd, who shall be feared? The party start, fantastic Friday.
The Prime Minister of the country said, are you ready for an upgrade? Super Blue said, it's bacchanal time. What he really means is it's reform time. The energy is real. In front of us, actually, you will see thousands of people. Our setup is an incredible one. Tents all along, packed, center stage packed, audience packed. And today you got a packed agenda. You got reform. You got the reason for reform. You got the reason to stand up. You got Marvin and Laurel here with me talking about what's real. So folks, let's hear it. How do you feel? What's your thought?
This excitement here is really profound. The energy being displayed by our young people, the support that they continue to give to the government and to the government and to the Prime Minister, the People's National Movement, all of the communities being represented throughout all of the regional corporations here in Trinidad and Tobago. 141 electoral districts being represented by a PNM candidate in next week's local government election. I feel a sense of pride, not only as a PNM member, but as a citizen of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
And it was so incredibly poetic to see the Prime Minister stand in his power, backed by 141 candidates, backed by thousands of people, and you're seeing the sun just setting in the background.
You know what hit me? 2020, we had COVID.
Yes.
We couldn't campaign. We're just 2 days past our 3rd anniversary. And today to see thousands of people
sea of red
appreciating the power of politics. Remember, on August 14th, on Monday, if you don't have your polling card, the power of your politics is to turn up, go to the electoral districts, go inside, join the red line. Your name is online, you need your date of birth, you need your name, you'll know where you're going to vote. Turn up and vote. Vote for the upgrade.
And I'm calling upon all of those young people who will be voting for the first time. For the first time, the 18 to 22-year-olds who are voting for the first time. Calling upon you to stand and take responsibility for your country. This is what the PNM is offering to you, the opportunity to take responsibility for your own country and for your own affairs and bringing governance closer and more local to you. Marvin.
Someone came to me during our small intermission and it said, Minister, the PNM is offering local government reform to bring development at the local level for communities. What is the opposition offering Trinidad and Tobago? What is their policy? What is their response to it? And the country needs to understand that we have reached a seminal part in our development, very much similar to independence, very much similar to Republican status, very much similar to free healthcare, free education, and we have reached a state where we are bringing development at the local government level, empowering communities and empowering people.
So a vote on Monday is a vote for jobs.
Right.
It's a vote for services. It's a vote for change that everybody asks for. That opportunity to actually see the thing being done. You heard the Prime Minister say, why not join the digital generation? As Minister, I can tell you we designed that. I linked into what you did, Marvin.
That's right.
Your TNTech, your WhatsApp position. What was missing was the money, the method, the manpower, and the mobilization. We offer that to Trinidad and Tobago as a policy and to Trinidad as a choice on Monday. The choice is to make it real. If we make it real by voting for reform, by voting for the People's National Movement, we upgrade ourselves.
So you know that you have to appear at the polls on Monday, the 14th of August. Polls are open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. in all polling divisions, all polling stations across the 141 electoral districts in Trinidad.
By the way, in San Fernando, the UNC is out, offering television, offering stove, offering promises. In San Fernando, we have agreed, take everything.
Everything.
Take everything the way we took it in 2020. the way we took it in 2019, the way we took it in 2016, the way we took it in 2015. It's about decency prevailing, it's about intelligence prevailing, and it's the opportunity for our young children. So we're going to flip stateside soon, because we're going to wrap up at that end there. But Laurel, I know you have a lot you want to convey before the
We
pictures.
still have a lot of action to take place, but we have to talk about the importance of the vote. We have to talk about the importance of all the people coming out to vote. Do not take this local government election for granted. Understand that local government will be almost equally powerful to central government with a great functionality, and you, the people of the different electoral districts, you have understanding and needs. Yes. And so we are calling out to you to ask you to come out on Monday the 14th of August. But we'll continue this conversation in a short while, and we're going to pitch stateside for some wrapping up excitement there.
Surprise, let's roll stateside.
Who have offered themselves to serve with utmost integrity, sincerity, and transparency. There's one other, there's no other, our astute and most remarkable leader, our political leader and Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, who has been day and night steering us to understand the difference between what is right and what is wrong and educating us. Thank you, Dr. Rowley. Ladies and gentlemen, August 14th is your turn to do your part. Vote resoundingly for your PNM candidate. Place your X by the Balize. Great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall always prevail. Thank you.
PNM is a party of legacy. His father would have given the PNM anthems, and our anthem for this year.
So from Constantine Park, here in Macoya, keeping traditions alive, we have led elections since 1956. In 1956, we came to the election floor, and we have never been absent in the battlefield. We learn, we know what reform looks like, we understand what delivery looks like. We've been through some hard times. We had 2.5 years of COVID. We had economic shocks. But what we did is we were planning and preparing law that made sense. Law that with a vote equals jobs, equals opportunity. So for everyone who remembers 2010, the UNC attempt was to ask it to stay home. A stay home push to drive away common sense. That's what we're fighting.
And then what happened 2010 to 2015? Don't expose yourself to that again.
We were really battling our survival.
10,000 URP folks were fired.
Yeah.
All of CPEP fired. All of forestry fired. Daily rated workers. We went through Section 34. We went through scandal. There was no policy, there was no plan.
Dismantling of all the national security apparatus.
Destroyed, completely destroyed.
They want us to forget the history. They want you to forget what they have returned by way of solution. We know that people are smarter than that.
And we're going to pitch stateside now for Colonel Robert, son of late Grand Master, as he sings in modern rendition of this song.
Reform is what we come to about. We go beat them. This election. The right choice is what the people say. It will take a stronger opposition to beat the PNM party today. The doctor says reform is the way. He answered the call. Take power for all. He put you in charge. It's control at last. On election day, we vote in one way. They bring coalition to fool the whole nation. But how they teaming up? UNC they too corrupt. One face in extradition. Rest under investigation. investigation. It's deal that they want to make. But they kill it and get it. We go beat them. This election. Direct choice is what the people say. It will take a stronger opposition to beat the PNM party today. The doctor said reform is the way. He answered the call. It's power for all. He put you in charge. It's control at last. On election day, we voted one way. Who we voting for? Look, who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Hey, man, put your hand in the air for the PNM. Hand in the air for the PNM. Hand in the air for the PNM. Hey! What? Say, beat them. What we go do? Teach them. What we must do? Beat them. The right choice is PNM. Well, let's take it out. Beat them. Now let we go. Teach them. It's time to vote. Beat them. Hey. Let's take it beat them again. What we go do? What we go do? What we go do? The right choice is PNM. What we go do? Now we go do. What we go do? I love you over the 14th. Great is the PNM. And we shall prevail. Love you. Beat them. The right choice is PNM.
What you like? Is anybody from the People's National Movement? Is anybody here from the People's National Movement? If you're from the PNM, say yeah, yeah! Well, put your two hands in the air! Run the drum, DJ, there we go! Hey! We'll be fine. Look, we make the right choice every time. Still a job to be done and a race to be won. And we know we will win every time. Just keep the faith, heads up high. We're together in this, you and I. Yes, the job will be done and the race will be won. And you know you will win every time. What? And we go vote for the love of we country. We go vote to protect the treasury. We go vote, it's only Dr. Rowley. The right choice from TNT. PNM is the choice, PNM is the voice. PNM all the way on election day is the right choice at the right time. Hands in the air for the body, say hey. Introducing my friend, it's your right. Right choice, proud leader. The battle for your nation, your life matter, yeah. We leadership, yo, we promise you forever, yo. Vote PNM and everything will be much better, yeah. Strength and honor in 5 years of government. Never again will we allow mismanagement. PNM is here to say their love is permanent. Loyal to the flag and never bow to establishment. Who them try victory can sell out. But them can't buy my vote in a bow. Them get a move when we're the army a run out. All these evil people we get for money. Dr. Rowley, a leader phenomenal. The U.S. is full of pirates and criminals. Send for the doc, cause the state is critical. Search it to perform, and this country's political structure. Send for the doctor. Sign by me with a golden pen, a golden pen, a golden pen. Sign by me with a golden pen. We vote in PNM. Everybody now sign my name. PNM. Sign my name. PNM. How will you sign my name? Everybody, we vote in PNM. Let me go. Say PNM. It's a PNM power. PNM. A positive healing power. PNM. Moving forward together. Introducing Rishi, my brother.
All of we is one family. All of we is one family. Working together to build this country. When the world was breaking, everyone agreed. When the world was breaking, we have been foreseen. And that is why we voted for our country. Say super, say super, super, super. Red, strengthen the power. Red, this is the fire. Red, the sweetest, yeah.
Super. Let me get up to it. Hey, get something to win. Get something to win. Get something to win.
1, you have it. 2, you have it.
What a magnificent presence we have here in Constantine Park in Trinidad. The big red rally, the curtains coming down after 6 weeks of intense campaigning, walking from street to street, road to road, lane to lane, knocking on doors, talking to all our citizens. What an amazing experience here in Constantine Park. We can feel the energy, the vibes. We are ready to roll on August the 14th.
It has been a beautiful journey, and it is pregnant with possibility for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, for you, the electorate. We're doing this for you. The PNM is doing more for you. We have traveled through every nook and cranny of this country, walking with you, meeting you, 141 candidates. Thank you to all of you for journeying with us over the past months. Thank you for believing in the vision of the People's National Movement. Thank you to the parents. One parent messaged me just now to say, Nicole messaged me to say her eldest daughter is voting for the first time this year, and she let her daughter know it's her constitutional duty. And we remind all parents and all of those who have influence, this is your call to national duty. Journey with the PNM.
So folks, the power for change, for reform, the power to deliver results, the power to deliver jobs, the power to upgrade our lives, the power to get faster services is in your right index finger. Quite interestingly, the color of the ink is red. That says it all. It is time for change to be delivered. Let's get it done on Monday. Turn out in our numbers. Remember, check the EBC online. Every vote matters in a democracy such as ours. We are proud to have been with you at Constantine Park. I thank my co-host, Marvin. What we doing? Voting PNM. Laurel, what we doing?
Voting PNM.
So folks, stay with us on Monday for Victory Lap. But let's make sure we say our prayers and we deliver the result that is required, which is a victory for the PNM. God bless you all from Constantine Park. We are tuning out. Marvin says curtains come down. Trinidad is in good hands.
Thank you all, and good night.
Colin Marlin, Imbert, and Donna Cox. Joe Newt, Benny, and Hines with the dreadlocks. We coming, we coming, we coming, we coming, we coming. PNM, PNM. PNM, PNM. Too much thief and corruption and too much bubble. She feels she could run this country only on alcohol. Flam here, flam she tail, they flying in helicopter while they empty the treasury and we poor people suffer. Tell them we coming, we coming, we coming, we coming, we coming. Warn them, go on the anointed God. We coming to bust the throat. He go have one big regret. Clause 34, we will forget. No.
The preceding program was a paid political broadcast.
The winning numbers in the National Lottery online draws for Saturday, 12th August 2023 at 10:30 a.m. Playway, the number 21 Mouth, Mega Bonus Ball called. Pick 2, the numbers 6 and 24 in that order. Pick 4, the numbers 9, 0, 1 and 5 in that order. At 1 p.m. Playway, the number 30 House Cat, Mega Ball and Mega Bonus Ball called. Pick 2, the numbers 8 and 24 in that order. Pick 4, the numbers 9, 7, 3 and 2 in that order. And at 4 p.m. Playway, the number 22 Rat, Mega Bonus Ball called. Pick 2, the numbers 14 and 24 in that order, Mega Ball called. Pick 4, the numbers 9, 3, 8 and 1 in that order.
TDT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Closing it off
work.
There we go to Tobago.
Yes, Tobago, get ready! Scouting for Talent is heading your way. Dancers, singers, performers, come showcase your talent at the Esplanade Scarborough on Saturday, August 12th. Enter to win the grand prize of $35,000. Registration opens at 9 a.m. Showtime is at 11 a.m. All contestants must be 18 years and over. Not performing? Come out and be entertained by the talent in your community and visit the local artisans at our Best Village Artisan Fair. This event is free and open to the public. Follow Scouting for Talent on social media for more information. Scouting for Talent is brought to you by Ministry of Sport and Community Development, Boncorp Productions and TTT Limited. Come, let we go to Tobago.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Next 991.
$20個もあるのだけど